Hey, greetings guys. Welcome to this short video from Midwest Container Home. This part of the video, this is likely the first publication, the first posting of this new year, 2024. So this officially marks exterior framing for our house. So for those who just recently joined the channel, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you on our channel. If you haven't been able to catch up with the videos yet, you probably will do that at some point, but the short story is that we've decided to build our own house out of shipping container. This is largely a one-man show, so I mostly spend all my free time here. But from time to time, family comes to help. So my wife and kids, they'll come help me do some light duty stuff like clean up if things need to be moved around and rearranged. So and then you'll get to catch up on all that stuff. But what I'm showing here is the exterior framing. I started in this pocket, which is that back deck that you're seeing, just because I felt based on my plan that this would be the toughest area to do. So the house is 2-story, and of course you have a basement which is 9 foot tall. But from outside you see, the tallest area is about 8 foot, which is around the garage side. But altogether it's a 9 foot tall building. So that makes the building kind of tall. So I've already done the framing on the basement walls, which is that white part that you see at the bottom. That's the basement wall. The reason it is white is because that's insulation. So it's already been insulated. So the basement is reinforced poured concrete, and it was poured in what's called ICF, insulated concrete form. So on the day the basement was poured, it was already insulated inside and out. So I don't need any additional insulation for my basement to be livable. So that's it. All I'm doing right now is just functionality and I guess curb appeal on the outside. On the inside is functionality. Otherwise the basement can already be livable if I have as soon as I have a heat source, and as soon as I install the windows, which should be easy. Should take me less than a day to install all the windows. But that's the update on that. So, but the entire house is supposed, according to plan, to be framed, right? So that's why I've started the exterior framing. It is a non-structural framing, so it does not have any load-bearing necessitation to it, meaning that it is not what constitutes the architecture of the house. That is just so the framing that I'm doing in this house, inside or out, what you're seeing now is the outside. The framing that I'm doing now is just so that it can carry insulation and carry siding. That is it. So it is just enough. So it's non-structural. So, and it's also so that I can walk, because I've decided to have my windows and doors recessed. It's so that I can kind of box around it appropriately, and that gets the water away from the doors and windows. So that's the reason why I'm framing. So what you see there is the south. Now up on the building, I still have 3 sliding glass windows to install. So I'm kind of holding that my plan is to be able to frame all the first level, just building my frame on the floor, lifting it up and using my ladders to hang them. And then I can get a telehandler over. I can't do that when it's cold, because when it's cold, the higher you go, the colder it gets. So when I get the telehandler over, the telehandler can help me do 3 things. So hang the rest of my framing on the second level. Use the telehandler to be able to do the final cutouts that I need for the 3 windows that you will have in this facade that you're seeing here. And I have 3 more windows on the north facade, I believe. Yeah, 3 more windows that I will need to hang. So this is going to be a lot of cutting, grinding, welding, and installing. And then I'll need to build the frame and hang it up there as well. I also need to do my fascia board and my gutter installation at the same time. So that's what you're seeing. That's kind of what the big picture of the game plan is going forward. Now in the next few seconds here, when the video rolls through it, you will have an idea of the interior framing, which kind of looks the same, non-structural, which means the interior framing is going to be just meant to be able to carry insulation, to be able to carry my electric install, to be able to carry my drywall. That's it. So when the anticipation is, when this is all done, it should, I want to be careful, it's not going to be the most beautiful home you've ever seen, but it will work for us. But it should not look too different from the house you are currently living in. The functionalities might be a little different because we really made this custom to our need. This is built based on what we needed. This is built for what we wanted. So there are many things that we should probably have in a house that we decided not to have because it just doesn't match our lifestyle. So this house is being built for my family based on what we need. Now, within reason, right? There's the things that you need to have, which is inspected. Those things we're going to have, but there are things that we don't have to have, that we are not going to have just because our lifestyle does not require that. Now, next summer, so now we're inside. Next summer, provided everything goes well, the floor concrete will be poured. What you see, the pink thing there, that's insulation that we're going to put on the floor before we can pour it. In the next room, you will see the wire mesh that we're going to lay on it to be able to pour on top of it. So our intent is to pour concrete on both floors. And that is going to help us with energy efficiency in the house. So we are going to insulate the floor before we pour it. There's a middle connecting section which already has concrete on the floor, but we will elevate that. So what you see on the floor now is insulation to create a break between the old concrete and the new layer that will go on it, so that, because that concrete slab is the same that goes from the north to the south of the house, so from the veranda to the back deck, which means it is exposed to the cold. So that next layer, that insulation, will ensure that there's a break in between, since we want the entire house to have concrete. The benefits of a concrete floor, based on our plan and based on the researches that we've done prior to this ambition here, is that